What is up, guys? It's your boy Ren here today with a fantastic flower of a pen, and today I have a fantastic deck for you, which is a Dark Box, a really hyped deck, a deck that I think might win World Championships. So let's just jump right into the deck, right, shall we? But again, 2 subscribers away from 400, and we're gonna have 400 giveaways of 20 codes on YouTube right there, and then at 500 a first place Faulkner for you guys. Alright, so Weavile, of course, GX Shadow Connection makes helps, you know, just rearrange the energy wherever you want, however you want, at any time, you know, as often as you like. So you might just, you know, do something at the beginning of the turn, you can do something at the end of the turn, it doesn't matter. You can do it as often as possible. You can use the ability as often as possible, which makes this deck valid. But let's just go card by card. So as you can see, the deck is quite consistent. Of course, you know, I have multiple copies of different art of certain cards, but the deck is super consistent. And we play one Ditto Prism, of course, for the Weavile-GX and Naganadel. Then we have one Darkrai Prism, of course, for the Nightmare Star, so the ability that helps you get more energy onto the board in those early turns when you need it, or to put your opponent to sleep with Abyssal Sleep attack. Then we have one, this time Rainbow Rare, Mega Sableye and Tyranitar. This is a card that is a finisher. Like, you know, if you watch wrestling, everyone has their finisher. That is the finisher of that deck. You don't really play it until you're ready to play it, until you're ready to just crush your opponent, right? So that is this type of card. With the Greedy Crush, 210 damage, but you take one more prize if you knock out Tag Team or a GX. And Gigafall GX, I've actually never used that, but if you really want to, you can. If this Pokemon has at least 5 extra energy attached to it, discard the top 15 cards of your opponent's deck. So again, at the very end, if you want to deck out your opponent, that's also a possible way. So if nice finisher of a card, 280 HP, makes it a powerhouse. Then we've got a line of 2 Sneasels, 2 Weavils. Of course, I talked about Weavile-GX, so I don't think we need to talk about him again. Then we've got 2 Darkrai and Umbreon Tag Team GX, and of course, this is an attacker. This is your main attacker in this deck with the Black Lance, 150 to the active and 62 the bench GX or EX, just to weaken it. Okay, I'm gonna sneeze again. Excuse me, just to weaken that GX on the bench, so your Mega Sableye and Mega Tyranitar can come and destroy them. Of course, a lot of people like to play Dark Moon GX in their early turns, so your opponent can't play any trainer cards. From what I've learned, it's really good to play it when you have this 5 extra energy, which makes this attack, literally it knocks out whatever it is in front of you, because it says if this Pokemon has at least 5 extra Dark type energy, your opponent's active Pokemon is knocked out. Really cool attack, and it's really not that hard to pull that off. Again, if you're really thinking about slowing down your opponent because they had a fantastic turn, you can use it with 1 energy, but that's not, you know, like what your boy Raven recommends in this matchup. And of course, 1 Dedenne here for the refreshment of hand and discarding some stuff like energy or some dark type Pokemons to play Nanu. Then we have a line of 3-3 Poipole and Naganadel, which is quite gorgeous line to bring back that energy, but also Naganadel itself is a fantastic 1 prize attacker. Let's go to trainer cards. So we play 3 Cherish Balls to get those GXs when you need, 4 custom catchers, and I know I sometimes tend to actually play like 1 of each just to draw a card. In this deck, you don't want to do that. Just keep them only for the switching, right? Don't use them to draw this additional card, because in the long run, in the long game, this will bite you when it's really, you know, down to the wire type of game. Then we have 3 Mysterious Treasures, of course, to discard, but also to get those Poipole and Naganadels. What else? We got 4, a nice playset of Pokémon Communication to get the Pokémons that we really need at the time. 3 scoop ups, because again, you will need to scoop up some time, especially when your Pokemon is damaged and there's no Acerola, right? So it's good to have something like that. Then 3 switches, and I can't stress that enough. Switches in this deck are really important. I learned my lesson yesterday when I got, really beaten down with... I was playing a version with them and I was playing a version without them, and every single game I was beaten with the switches, right? And I know it sounds super funny, but it came down to switches every single time, to switching that active Pokemon, which is not always easy. Let's go to stadium cards. You will not see a Dark City here due to, even though we're playing certain basics like, Sableye, Darkrai, Sneasel, another Darkrai. From what I've learned, it's not really something you need at the point in time. I mean, if you really want to, sure, but I'm not a big fan of that Dark City in the deck. I prefer to playing Black Market, of course, and one Viridian Forest. Again, if you want to, you can add them. That's, that's going to be your personal tech and not mine. Then we've got supporters, which are 4 Cynthias, 2 Erika Hospitalities, 3 Hapus, and 1 Nanu. Of course, here in this place, I've seen, instead of Hapu, I've seen one more Lily, for example, right? So no Erika as well, so 3 Lilies and 2 Acrobikes. That's also a valid strategy. If you want, you can add those Acrobikes. You can change Erikas to Lilies. Those are, like my personal tags, and 12 energy. So that's the deck. It's in the description down there below, so you can check it out yourself. But let's go, let's play those 2 games here, and let's see what we can do. Of course, again, I forgot to play the game first and then do the deck and then play the game again. So sorry, Native Ryan. You see, I sat down to it and I forgot. That's Raven sometimes. And I know you thinking about the coffee. The coffee is milky. It's milky today. A lot of milk. So do you want to go first or you want to go second with this deck? Actually, I do like to go first with this deck. So you evolve into Weavile-GX on your turn 2. You get your Naganadel turn 2. But if you're gonna go second, it's not as bad. It's not as bad, you still have nice attackers to work with. So let's see, I think we might go second, and there we go, we were going second. So let's look at our first hand. And alright, so we've got a Darkrai over here. Darkrai, Cynthia, Cherish Ball, and honestly now, we might do the Cherish Ball and go for the Dedenne, so I can discard those 2 energies. I think that's, yeah, we're gonna be playing probably Zoroark, yeah. Again, 2 Days, 2 Worlds, still pre-rotation decks, but Zoroark, okay, let's play it, let's see what happens. But I consider those decks expanded now. So I have 2 options. I can attach 1 energy and go Cherish Ball for the Dedenne to discard Custom Catcher, Cynthia, and 2 energies, but Custom Catcher is valuable to me. I don't want to do that yet, so I think I'm just going to attach the energy and play the Cynthia. Of course, I don't know what I'm going to draw from the top of the deck, and then we don't know what we're going to draw from Cynthia. We might draw the Cherish Ball. Okay, he missed the energy. That's great. Yeah, so going for the Dedenne would not be good. Like, we would miss Switch. That would be such a discard. So, yeah, let's just play Cynthia. Turn 1. Alright, and honestly, that's not a bad turn. That's really not a bad turn. And I mean, I can play Viridian and discard the energy, grab the energy, so that, I'm preparing my Naganadel next turn. And I'm not using GX. I don't want to use that, right? I know the Dark Moon can be crucial a little bit later. Of course, going to Mega Sableye and Mega Tyranitar again is going to be fantastic due to only 200 HP on Zoroark and Giratina. Okay. Giratina is a really interesting play in the Zoroark for me right now. Because normally you see Malamars with Giratina, right? That's, the Malamar version of it. Here, not so much. And he discarded the DCE, we got a Dugong, so we might see a TCE actually being played, and he might attack me. That's 60 damage to the benched Pokemon, or that's even a knockout if he has a TCE. Okay. Not a bad strategy. Again, let's be quite honest, you know, 70% of this deck is rotating out, but okay. We can work with that. I know I can work with that, so... I don't want to play a Scoop Up. Okay, I have to use it. I don't like to use the Dark Moon now, but I have to use it just because I'm really, you know, not in a good spot right now, so I want to block him from playing anything but energy and Pokemon. Of course, Dark Box decks, they do tend to brick. Let's be super honest about that. They do tend to brick, and you have to bear that in mind. You have to keep that in mind. Okay. We got some energies. So Black Lance, that's knockout, and of course we're hitting a Zoroark over here. So if he's gonna bring back Zoroark front, he can attack for 120. And me with 150, that is knocking out a Zoroark. Here, of course, I don't think he's gonna do it. I think he's gonna keep the Zoroark on the bench just for the trading ability, or he might go for Zoroark now. Okay, and have a super fresh, brand new Zoroark up his sleeve. That's also a possibility, let's be honest about that. While we are... Oh, a Mew and Mewtwo. Okay, so we've seen some new cards. Yay, new cards! You learn how to open No, okay. No, that was cruel. I'm sorry. That was... Yeah, that was... I should not do that. That was super mean. No, but really, that's the only new card. That's the only Unified Mind card from my opponent. So, I mean, yeah. Okay, Field Blower, sure. Okay. Yeah, yeah. I feel bad for doing that, but still, come on. Only 100 damage, okay. Oof, we're not looking good, to be honest. So, you know what, let's go with Super Scoop Up. I know he's gonna knock out Poipole, unfortunately. But it is what it is. Come on. Okay, so... Team up. Is there anything from Unbroken Bonds? I mean, that's what I'm gonna be doing. I'm just gonna be searching. Oh, alright, sorry, one card Unbroken Bonds. So, yeah. 90% of his deck just rotating out 2 days before Worlds. Lily, of course, Lily stays in the format. We can't forget about Lily. She's gorgeous. She stays. Another Zoroark. Yeah, that is just a tremendous fix. Over here. Oh boy. Come on. Deck, work with me. We need some working deck. So maybe this turn wanted it, then it was the play. But yeah, as I said many times, deck really tends to break. We got Meow. Alright, and okay, and no, I thought Unbroken Bonds. Okay, team up. Okay, you're almost there. You're almost there with the cards. Let's see the draw. Okay, I know I can concede at this point. There was nothing to do. The draws were just bad, and yeah, come on. Like, if my opponent plays 2 team-up cards, 1 Unbroken Bonds, and 1 Unified Minds, and no Celestial Storm, Lost Thunder, it's like, come on. 2 days before Worlds. Yeah, I should know. Yeah, that's. I'm kind of bitching about it. Yeah, I should not, but. This is a problematic format. I mean, TCG should do something about that. Like, maybe, you know, for those 2 weeks, a little bit, maybe separate ladder, but that's too much to ask. I know. We've lost a coin flip again. Are we gonna go first or second? We're going second again, but not against the same opponent. And that is alright. A completely different start right now. Fantastic. Okay, so look at that. My turn 1. Darkrai, bam, on the board. Getting 2 energies. Pokémon Communication, of course, for Naganadel here. Or not even, wait, I'm not even going to play Naganadel. Depending on what I'm going to draw, what I'm going to do is, I'm going to play... Yeah, Pokémon Communication for Naganadel, like on Naganadel for Poipole, and whatever I'm going to draw, I'm going to play Mysterious Treasure on. No, I can't do that, wait. So, Mysterious Treasure on Naganadel. Yeah, I have to figure this turn out. Wait. Okay, so whatever I'm gonna draw. Mysterious Treasure on it for Poipole. Then Pokémon Communication on Naganadel for the Dedenne. Then Darkrai, 2 energies on the board, playing the Dedenne. Before that, Black Market. No, okay, so no Black Market from May. There goes the Dedenne. A fresh hand, and we're saying what's gonna happen. Because there's Viridian Forest, so I will have the 3rd energy on the board as well. Alright, so Mysterious Treasure. Let's do it on like, I mean, the hand is gonna get discarded, so it doesn't matter. So on Black Market for Poipole. Okay, because that, you see, that is tough. You have to, you really have to figure out the turns. Darkrai now, 2 energies go underneath Darkrai, like that. Pokémon Communication for the Dedenne. Play the Dedenne. There we go. Fresh hand, and let's see. Okay, so I've got the energy. So energy goes here. Pokémon Communication on Mega Tyranitar and Sableye for Weavile, or Sneasel actually, right? There we go. I don't have energy in the discard pile, so Viridian Forest, discard energy, grab the energy. And I kind of can play second Poipole, but I don't know what I'm gonna draw. So you know what? Let's use the Darkrai-GX. I don't want him to use a rare candy. I don't want him to use any mysterious treasures, anything like that. There we go. So we cut him down. We've got a Weavile. Energy here. Shadow Connection. Of course, energy on Umbreon Darkrai. Done, that's all. I know I can play the second Poipole, and you know what? Let's do it. Let's discard another energy, so thinning out the deck a little bit. And we have a knockout and 60 damage goes on the benched Zoro Ninja. There we go. And Hapu, alright, so we got a supporter, fantastic. Jirachi on the board, sure. Mew and Mewtwo, okay, well, that's definitely a card I did not expect it. Not a bad inclusion, definitely no, it's not bad. But it's only gonna work as Mew and Mewtwo, as Greninja Zoroark. Okay, so energy on Darkrai, yeah, there we go. That's a win. Like, it had to be a win, right? It just had to be. Let's be quite honest about that. So, guys, this is a fantastic tier 1, hands down tier 1 deck, and I'm not even joking. That is a tier 1 deck that can win world championships if the deck is not gonna brick. Of course, I know there are a few other versions of that deck, and I'm gonna cover them after Worlds, right? I want to cover a few other decks before Worlds. So guys, thank you so much for watching the video. The whole deck is down there below in the description. You can check it out yourself. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more Pokemon TCG stuff, and also don't forget to check me out live on Twitch, and that down there below you have a 5% discount on any code you would purchase on Professor Oak. So thank you guys so much for watching. Raven loves ya. Goodbye, bam, and good night. Bye-bye. See ya guys in another video. Mwah. Love ya.